On Friday, an apartment stabbing attack eventually became a series of drive-by shootings not too far from the University of California at Santa Barbara. 7 people were killed, including the attacker. 13 additional people were wounded. The attacker has since been identified as 22-year-old Elliot Rodger, and the investigations into his background and his motives have, of course, started. There have been some sober accounts, although it has been mostly these apoplectic and desperate attempts to associate him with various movements, political and otherwise, or to try to distance him from particular movements as well. Now, according to Rodger's family attorney, Rodger saw multiple therapists, was a student at Santa Barbara City College, although the school later said that he was not taking classes there any longer. The family lawyer also said that Rodger was diagnosed with high-functioning Asperger syndrome as a child and was allegedly bullied. He had a YouTube account, a Facebook account, a blog titled Elliot Rodger's Official Blog. These have been the subject of much scrutiny over the last few days, and much being made of his frustration over not being able to find women that were attracted to him and that he could date or otherwise be around. He talked about loneliness. He talked about rejection. And in an online forum, he also stated that he was opposed to interracial dating. And in addition, he made a number of racist posts regarding African Americans, South Asians, East Asians, and saying that when he saw ethnic groups with white people, it made him want to quit life. A week prior to the shooting, his parents reported him to police after being concerned about his behavior in YouTube videos. Police did talk to him, determined that he was not really a risk in terms of real-world violence. So as usual, we have mental illness as the kind of backdrop to the story. We have a lot of other things in the background as well. We have racism. He talked about in January seeing a black guy sitting with 4 white girls. He wrote, "Today I drove through the area near my college and saw some things that were extremely rage-inducing. I passed by a restaurant and I saw this black guy chilling with 4 hot white girls. He didn't even look good. Then later that day I was shopping at Trader Joe's and saw an Indian guy with 2 above average white girls." What rage-inducing sights did you see today? Don't you just hate seeing these things when you go out? It makes you want to quit life. This is more about, and so in the aftermath, there have been liberals and conservatives, Democrats, Republicans, trying to link this kid with a particular political ideology. Lewis, this once again is more about extremism combined with mental illness, right? The lens of right versus left is not that relevant, even though everybody seems to be having a field day with the politics associated here.
Yeah, it's kind of nonsense. Clearly, there's mental illness at play here. I feel like he wouldn't have felt so rejected if he found a girl who was a white supremacist. I think they could have gotten along great. Perhaps he was looking in the wrong place. But it's, of course, we have to bring in the gun question. Some people could say mental illness, well, we can't bring guns into it. This person was mentally ill. But then we could say, well, should mentally ill people be able to get their hands on guns so easily?
Well, let's talk about the guns, because that is an issue. Police initially investigated 9 separate crime scenes, later increasing the number to 12. And across these, they found 3 semi-automatic handguns, a Glock 34 long slide, and 2 Sig Sauer P226s, and more than 400 rounds of unspent ammunition. The LA Times reported all 3 guns found in Elliot Rodger's vehicle were purchased legally. When a firearm is purchased, there's a check on the person who purchases the firearm, right? And we're going to talk more about background checks later in the show today. But if a person has never been institutionalized, and we'll get into the detail later, they've never been institutionalized against their will, they've never been put on a psychiatric hold, according to the law, which some on the right say is too strict when it comes to background checks, they cannot be prevented from legally purchasing guns. So you're absolutely right, Lewis. There is a gun element here. We're going to talk more about that. And that seems to be kind of suffocated by the conversations about racism and autism, Asperger, etc. And the conversation about guns seems to be suppressed in this particular case.
It does. I'm sure that is motivation for some people to suppress it intentionally.
This program is supported directly by you. Please go to davidpakman.com/membership to become a supporter today and get a whole bunch of great member benefits while doing it.